Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of ArrrCee. I'm ArrrCee, and today we're checking out Qbik. This is a really cool little puzzle game for the Switch. I believe it's on Steam as well. But on the Switch, that's what we're playing today, the version on the Switch. It's only $5. This is a $5 game, and I was pretty impressed with it for the price. So yeah, let's jump right into it. It's a very simple little puzzle game. There isn't much in the way of mechanics and that kind of thing, but it's very clever. It's so simple that it's clever. We're going to start off with the very first level here, just to give you an idea what to expect. So you play as, I guess this is Qbik here, and he's just a block with a big eyeball. And what happens is you can actually move him around on stage by picking what blocks he wants to eat. You can see that there is a cursor, so you have the option of picking him, or once in a while there's like really weird little signs located around that you can read if you'd like. So to solve this level, we have to eat all the blocks that are available to us. So you do that by moving the cursor around. You can see this here. That's where you know Qbik is going to go. You select where you want to eat or where you want to move to, and then Qbik goes there. And actually, swallowing the yellow bricks is pretty much the crux of the whole game. As long as you're eating all of those bricks per level, you're going to solve it. And Qbik, basically, every time you start a level or end a level, he's going to have like something to say here. You know, he says here, the most important thing is that the solution worked. And other times, he's not very clever at times. Sometimes he's just using really old school video game language. Like, I believe there was a level I finished and he said, "The cake is a lie," which I was like, wow, that is a very old school video game reference. But needless to say, I'm actually having a lot of fun with this game. Let's see here, we can eat that brick, and just to give you an idea... Oh no, it looks like you can't actually select that sign. That sign up there is just showing you that you can move down. But one cool thing that you can do here is you can go under bricks, eat the first one, and then eat all the ones that are above you. Again, very simple level. Alright, so you can see things are starting to get a little more complicated, right? And this time we actually have a sign to read, so if we click this, it says, if someone read this, I'm starting to explore the caves. Quinn. Alright, so you can tell that, you know, there's a certain way to eat these bricks, and there's a certain way to not eat the bricks, because once you get to the bottom, there's no way to eat certain bricks that are resting on top of, you know, other blue bricks. So you can see, if you go 2 up from Qbik and then 1 to the right, there's actually no way we can get to that one now. But what's cool is that you can actually rewind time after any move you make. So I mean, if we have him eat all 4 of these and you make a mistake, you can just hit X on the controller. It'll just reverse you all the way. And you can reverse from your very first move. So if you make a mistake later on, and you're like, oh, I need to back up 3 moves and redo this part, it's totally something you can do, which I think is a very cool touch. So we'll send him, and he'll eat all of these bricks here. Eat these 2, and this one. It wasn't so difficult, he says. So you kind of get the idea of the early levels. Let's jump into something that's a little bit more difficult here. I've actually made it to the level 14 here. I haven't made it to 15 yet. 14 is what threw me for a loop. One of these here, 11, 12, or 13, was one that I kind of had to stop playing for the night and come back to the next day to try and figure out. So the game definitely has challenge to it, which is what I like about it. It's one of those puzzle games you'll come into every so often. You'll play, you know, 1 or 2 puzzles, and you'll come back to it later. I basically played through like 1 through 9 in the first night. And then I got to 10. I think I finished 10, and then I came back. The next night I finished like 11 and 12, and then the next night I did, you know, 13. And 14 is where I've been stuck so far, but I'll definitely solve it at some point. Maybe we'll try to solve it here. Let's jump all the way to level 8 here. So as you can see, the levels do get a bit bigger, and you can actually use the right thumbstick to move the level down to see where it is you're going to go. Do we have any signs on this one? No, just like a ghost here. So again, you got to remember the rule of, like, you know, you can't go back up certain ways. So let's see, we can eat these. Then I'm pretty sure that we can eat all of these. Let's do one big move here. Alright, so if I had to fault the game for anything, the one thing that you may or may not be hearing during this playthrough is after Qbik eats a bunch of bricks or whatever, he makes a bunch of fart noises. Now, as much as, you know, kids might think that's funny or whatever, it's not really that big of a deal. But it does start to get irritating when you have the volume up and you're trying to... I really like these sounds where he's eating... Like, just listen to this. That little pop sound. I love that. I think that is really satisfying to listen to as he eats the bricks. I think that is a great touch. Alright, here's another part where they're trying to trick you because, you know, if you eat this one and then go down this way, you'll fall down and then you won't be able to get to these other areas. So we have to go and we have to eat these 3 first. And then we gotta eat this one. Then I believe we have to eat this one, then to this one. And then these. Then these 2. Then, okay, so we're going to do this all in one move. So this is another satisfying thing you can do in this game, is if you see the solution immediately, you could just go for it in one move. So let's do it. And I love this domino trigger effect. I think it's so cool. But there he is with the fart noises there. I don't like that. I don't get me wrong, everybody. I like a good fart joke as much as the next guy, but I don't know. That doesn't really do much for me. I'm the master of the universe, or at least this cave. All right, so you guys kind of get the idea, you know, with how the game works and everything. It's really cool. Like I said, it's a very simple idea. You know, and it's one of those things where they make it a little bit more complicated in the next levels, which I'll show you in a moment. But before we jump into some later levels, I wanted to show you one of the other features in this game, which I think is really cool, is they have an editor. Now, in the editor, you can actually create levels. So if you decide to create a new level, you have all of these options to create, you know, here's the spawn point for Qbik. And of course he's highlighted in red because he's not standing on anything, so we have to go through the bricks here on the bottom, and we have to give him something to stand on, okay? And then you could create something as simple as, you know, where you're like, okay, so, you know, Qbik has to fall, and he just has to eat. Oh no, we can't eat this one, can we? Let's see, we do have an erase button, so let's remove that. Well, let's add a sign in. Now, you can add in a sign, you know, that has an exclamation mark on it, or you can actually add one in that has words on it. And I did this earlier. Let's see, this is signs. Huh, these all seem to have symbols on them, but I know that I added one with text on it at one point. I'm not sure why. Oh, here we go. This way. So it's under devices, not under signs, though, even though it's technically a sign. So if you put this sign here, oops, what happens is, there it was. So you bring up this menu, and you can actually select whatever it is you want it to say. So if you want it to say, I don't know, let's find something weird. Some of these are uplifting, some are helpful, some are just a little weird. Okay, let's do this. Please don't overcomplicate this. Alright, so this is our very, very simple level. What you do is you go over here to play, and you can see that, you know, it works just like any other little normal level. And you can actually select between Qbik and the sign, and you can see, please don't overcomplicate this, which is what we just created. This is obviously going to be a super simple level. Boom, there you go. Works great. There's your level. And of course we can go over to save this, and we can put a name in. For right now, I'll just put, let's see. Qbik, yo. And I did play a part of this game portably, so if you're looking to make levels on this portably, it works a lot easier because you have the touchscreen and everything like that. And the game also runs really good and looks really good portably as well, so there you go. It is now saved. So now if we have to exit. Let's go back to the editor. I want to show you some of the other one that I actually created that I put a little bit more thought into. But you can see that Qbik Yo is here for us to play at any point. But I created ArrrCee1 here. So let's see, what's our sign say? And what now? Now you see that there is a new type of brick in this level here. There's a little green triangle brick. And you might be wondering what that is used for. Well, the green brick can actually be moved around to, you know, use it for filling in spaces or to get out of your way, whatever the issue could be. So I'll give you guys a tip here. I'll show you how to solve this one right off the bat. So now you can see that the green has a little bit of a highlight over here for where we can put it. So if you go over to this green brick, you can actually push it so it lands in the hole. And now we can actually go over the hole and eat the other two, because otherwise you just fall in the hole and you can't climb out of the hole. So but yeah, that's what basically the levels that I've created. I really like the editor in this. It's really easy to use and it's fun to make levels in it. The only problem I see with it is that there's no real excellent way to share your levels with people. You'll create them and you can make a new one and you can check out what you have locally, but I don't know if there's a way to share these with people or what. I'm not really sure. I don't really know how it works on Steam either. I'm sure on Steam they have it where you can share your levels that you created. Maybe there's some kind of a community thing going on there. I really can't speak to it, but all I know is that on the Switch version, there's nothing like that, and it's kind of disappointing because I would really like the ability to play through levels that other people have created. It would make the game sort of endless if it's a puzzle game that you're into. But you know, this is not going to be a very long level here. Or rather a long video here. I'm going to jump into a couple of these levels here just so I can show off to you like how much more difficult the game gets, and maybe we'll see if we can actually solve level 14. So yeah, as you can tell, things get a little bit more tough here, and I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to remember how to get through all of it. So we got to push these green ones down so they fill this gap, because we have 3 yellow there on the right that we have to eat at some point. So let's find out here. I think this is right. We eat those, eat this one. Now I think we want to push this one over. And I think the green one we want to push over here. Oh no, that's not going to work because then I can't get over and eat these 3 here, so let's rewind. And actually I need to be on the other side of those bricks somehow. But as you can see, this is how difficult the levels get. You know, you're going to be second guessing yourself at almost every move, which can be kind of a pain, you know. Do I have to do it completely differently here? Maybe we do. Eat this one. It's weird how you could play, you know, a level in a puzzle game just like the night before and then completely forget what it is you're doing. All right, we eat those 2. Yeah, okay, then we push this one here. Then we push this one over here. There we go. Okay, let's eat these 3. Alright, then we eat these 2. Oh, these 3. Okay, then we gotta push this here, right? Yep, then we gotta go down here, eat that, push this here, eat that, go back, push this down, eat that, and there we go. We solved the level. Look at that. We're able to get through one of the tougher ones here. Alright, so this is the one that I was stuck on. I could not get through this one. After eating all these yellow blocks, I'll be the fat one. So yeah, I was attempting this one the other night, and I was just, I wouldn't say I was getting frustrated, but after playing through a couple levels of it, and that one before this one really racking my brain, I got to this one, and I started it, and was just like, forget it. You know what I mean? So let's see what we can do here, if anything. Okay, so we want to eat that for sure. And we want to eat that. And we'll eat these three. Push that one there. Oops. And we're still okay because we can work our way... Or no, maybe we can't. No, I might have made a mistake already. Okay, I can still reach those now. But I gotta get over here and eat these somehow. With it, you know, before everything blocks me in. Huh. If I go... Oh no, we gotta eat that one. Then if we go down... Down, eat this, eat this. Eat, 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 eat. Yeah, see, we have to go to the right first to eat all those, so you might even want to start... Okay. Start all the way over here. Eat that. Then we'll eat these. No, because then there's no way to get that. So as you can see, yeah, things things get a little complicated here. I'm actually going to come back to this at another time, so that way we keep the video short, because I think you guys kind of get how the game actually works here. Let's actually... I wanted to show you this here. When you pause the game, it actually shows you all of the different things that you've done in the game. So it shows you, you know, how many times you've eaten something, how many times you've rewound, how many times you pushed a block, the distance you've gone, you know, how many block distances and everything. Apparently at some point there's going to be teleports too, which we haven't gotten into yet. And it even tells you how many times you edited. You do get 5 skips, so if you get completely stuck on something, you can skip it as well. But there you go, everybody. That is Qbik. I think it is a great little game for $5 on the Switch. It's fun to play. Again, like I said, it works really good portably, so if you're looking for a good puzzle game on the go, I think that this is a really good solution for that for $5. It's a, you know, again, it's one of those things where I really wish that their editor was something that you could play around with online with other people and share your levels and stuff. But even without that, you can still make levels, you know, give it to your friends to challenge them to play it and that kind of thing. But even if you don't get into making your own levels, it is a game that has a lot of really cool levels in its own right. Because as you can see here, oh, if we go back to chapters, I'm in, you know, the second chapter of levels here. And this is the first chapter here, so there's 9, 18, this goes up to 18, and as you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 5 more sets of levels, so there's 63 levels altogether in this. So for $5, you're getting a lot of game, and it's actually a lot of fun. But, well, there you go. GG, everybody. That is Qbik, and I'll see you all next time.